Hello there, my Scorpio gang. This is Melissa here with Enchanted Emerald, bringing you your monthly reading for November 2021. This is definitely going to be a month for you of moving forward, looking forward, really taking on what is going to be the next best thing. So really, I feel that there's going to be a focus here on what your end game is. You're really feeling called to lead yourself into bigger, better, brighter future. And so as we get started here, as always, I use the traditional Rider-Waite deck. That's my go-to deck. If you haven't yet subscribed to my YouTube, please don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button below and the bell so that you're in the know of all of the new amazing content as it is released. As we step into the beginning of the month here, Scorpio, we have the Justice card with the Knight of Swords. Midweek, 1st through the 6th, we have the Queen of Cups coming out with the 3 of Cups. And then towards the 6th, we have the Fool. So this is definitely speaking of that new beginning, really taking yourself out on that limb, taking a leap of faith possibly, right? So what I feel with this is that, there's going to be some challenges for you. Maybe you're overcoming some challenges. Maybe there is a person that's presenting some challenges to you, right? A person is causing you some troubles. And so I feel as though there's a way in which you've handled yourself or conducted yourself that's brought some disgrace to you. Maybe you felt some type of way about it. You're feeling a little bit guilty. You're harboring some feelings about that, or maybe you're replaying the scenario over and over in your head, and you are maybe judging yourself about that. And I think that there's a big need here for you to maybe just reflect on that, but to reflect with that Queen of Cups in a very nurturing and loving space, in a space where you can learn from this and grow from this, right? You don't want to be casting judgment upon yourself, being obsessive about that, and not being able to get yourself out of your head about that, because there's nothing you can do about the past. There's nothing you can do to change that. What we can do, again, is looking forward. How can you take control of the situation? How can you learn and grow as a human being? Because we're all human, and to err is human, and so we all have these things that we have to struggle with sometimes. And so overcoming that, moving forward, what is your game plan? So get your game face on, really formulate a plan, really stick to that plan going forward, right? But in that reflection, in that space of reflection, is where you can start to see what happened, what might have happened, okay? So really feel with this, with that Fool, is that you're really wanting to level up, you really want to develop, you really want to be in a new position as a result of that. And I feel as though what's happening is I feel like there's this sounding alarm in your mind, that there's a bell going off, gosh, this is not how I want to replay things, this is not how I want to move forward. You want to, go forward in a different way and to be better about it. And so you're not proud of it. What I feel with this is that it feels like an Aries energy, right? Where you maybe got a little bit aggressive, right? Where you reacted very aggressively or in an aggressive way. And maybe that's not characteristic of you. It was a complete opposite reaction of what you normally have. And so you're feeling maybe, like a sore loser, so to speak. I guess those are the words, that come through. So, I feel like through this all, you're opening yourself up to a space of learning acceptance, right? Learning how to be with yourself, learning how to be yourself, learning to sit with your emotions, learning how to be in your flow a bit, right? And when I talk about that, it's a space of allowing yourself to self-regulate, to balance your emotions, to be a little bit more in that harmony, right? Allowing yourself to pause, to reflect before you respond. And in that space, you're embracing yourself. You're allowing yourself to feel those emotions. You're allowing yourself to respond and react accordingly, but in a space after you've reflected, so you aren't reacting, right? And so it's allowing yourself some space to be very nurturing to yourself as well, because you're validating your own emotions. You don't need external validation for that. Although that is nice sometimes, right, to have a listening ear, to have somebody who understands, maybe somebody who's been through that. But in that current situation, in those moments where things might get a little bit heated, rather than becoming aggressive or yelling or throwing things or whatever, you allow yourself to say, listen, I need 5 minutes. And you go for a walk around the block, you gather your thoughts or whatever that looks like, and you're able to come back with a little bit more of a clear mind or a formulated plan for yourself. So allow yourself this nurturing, loving energy, that watery energy that you are, to come to the surface in situations that can become intense. Okay? So that is the energy here for the 1st through the 6th, Scorpio. Moving into the 7th through the 13th, we have the 6 of Wands coming out with the Ace of Swords. So with this Ace of Swords, we have the olive branch, right? The peace treaty, so to speak, and the victory coming in. So you will overcome this. You can overcome this, and I do foresee some great things. And then moving into midweek, 7th through the 13th, we have the 10 of Pentacles, knowing your worth, right? And then toward the end of the week there, the 13th, we have the Knight of Cups accompanied with the 8 of Pentacles. So beautiful energy of building and slowly growing into some beautiful things. So I feel as though maybe this is actually, compounding upon the first week here, but there is this feeling of acting quickly and acting brash, having some regret around that. And so what I feel this is where you were maybe once kind of pondering those things, becoming, getting into a space of maybe some self-pity about how things had transpired and how you acted. I feel as though now this moves into a space where you feel as though that's kind of not really a big deal, right? And which is good. So you've kind of resolved some of those things. Now I feel as though you start to understand maybe that this is a way you react maybe within this dynamic with this person, where you do become very assertive and loud, and that's a way that you get what you want, and you get what you want, and you get it when you want it, right? And so with this person, it kind of transpires that way, maybe because this person doesn't listen to you very well, or something to that matter, right? And so that's something that's just happened naturally, that this is how you are when you're around that person. And so now you understand that this is why this is playing out, this dynamic is playing out. And so I think it's really important here, to emphasize that when you say things, it's important to mean what you say and say what you mean, right? And so when you're saying that you're going to do something, making sure that you're following through, or maybe that this person needs to be doing that with you. And so there's a lack of follow through somewhere in this dynamic that also tends to get you and this person maybe into this situation where things get a little bit heated, where there's debates, right? And feelings are hurt, and then so the situation becomes escalated. And that's really what I feel as I feel into this situation. And I feel that to use this to your advantage, it's really important to understand that you have a way with words, Scorpio, right? You're very emotional, and you can use that to your advantage as well. Because when you have a way with words, you don't just go around and do things for no rhyme and reason, right? You can butter people up, and you can sweeten people up. You can get yourself into a sweet spot with somebody. And so making sure that you're doing that, not manipulating, right? Please, be clear that I'm not saying that to manipulate this person, but to kill this person with kindness, to really try to shift that dynamic in the opposite direction than it's taken, right? And so really work toward that as you move forward, right? standing in your worth and knowing your worth, right? And so really, I think that this is about knowing that there's a method to your madness and then sticking to that, right? Because your end goal, your objective here is to be in a place where you can have an open, productive conversation with this person. And so I think that it will help you to really stick with facts and stick with, things that you are wanting to accomplish, right? And so when I think of this too, I hear that song, like Total Eclipse of the Heart by Bonnie Tyler, right? So when I think of this, it's like in that song there is a lyric that talks about how like sparks fly, right? Because it's like a powder keg, right? Where they have this beautiful dynamic where it's almost as if this person is scared to take a risk, right? To open and be vulnerable. But then also when they do, things can become heated, right? And so I think that it's important to understand that when somebody is being open and vulnerable, so if this person is being open and honest and vulnerable with you, or you to them, understanding that this is something that is a true gift from somebody. And even though you might not like what they have to say all the time, you don't always have to agree with that person to still care about that person and genuinely care or love that person, right? And extend kindness and grace to that person, and maybe even agree to disagree, right? And so I think here with this, it's about getting clear on what it is that you want from this situation, and then not allowing yourself to self-sabotage, right? Are you picking fights because you are scared to be open and vulnerable with that person? So is that something that's happening? I feel like that's something to really ponder as you move forward. Okay, Scorpio, so moving into the 14th through the 20th, we have the Sun card, beautiful Sun card with the Judgment card. I feel like blessings are going to be raining down on you, Scorpio. I love it so much. And the Six of Cups as you round out into November 20th, 2021 here. So really feeling with this, that this week would be the 14th through the 20th would be a very good week for you, Scorpio, to maybe take a step back, okay? Where if you are feeling more inclined to cancel plans, do so. There will be some Scorpios out there that are going to be feeling more inclined to not cancel plans, but to maybe even get out of their shell and to go and travel, go somewhere and travel somewhere, right? And I feel that this place is going to be nice and warm and toasty wherever they go. So there's going to be like an opposite of the spectrum for different Scorpios out there. But I do feel like regardless of what's happening with that, there's a definite need to, go inward and to do some reflection here. And I feel as though follow your intuition with that. I feel like you're going to know what's best for you. And in terms of, should I stay home? Should I, take some time to myself? How do I feel? Do I feel called to go travel or go do something, go somewhere? Even if you're going somewhere to be alone, there's a definite need for some reflection here. And I feel like with this, there's a consistent outward expression that you have taken upon yourself to maybe try to prove yourself to others. But there is, with this Sun card, I just feel like a divine reminder here for you that there is no need for any of that. There's no need for you to try to prove yourself to anybody. And I feel like this is like an exhausting task for you, okay? So I feel like this sun is shining upon you, and it's like saying, listen, there's divine blessings for you no matter what. You don't have to prove your worth to anybody. You don't have to do anything special to be special. You don't have to do anything special to deserve wonderful things. Wonderful things are shining down on you. And so Spirit is shining that beautiful light of this sunshine card down upon you, and you deserve it no matter what. as the Judgment card comes in on top of that. And so, you know, I really feel with this that, you know, for some of you, you're going to be like, yes, yes, show me the money. And so it could be money. You know, I really feel like it's more, you know, Spirit is using the exact phrase that they are turning up the heat for you, Scorpio. And so that's where I get that warm place that you're going to be traveling to. So for some, it could be, you know, traveling someplace warm or being somewhere warm, moving somewhere warm. For some, it will be maybe even like bringing in a new love interest and turning up the heat in that way, like a new romantic love interest, especially with this Six of Cups. This could be somebody from the past. I feel whatever this is for you, like this is something that you've been waiting for patiently for such a long time, and I feel like this is going to come in a very, very beautifully, divinely orchestrated way. So if it is the traveling, I feel like it's going to be like this trip that is planned at the last minute because you got like a really great deal, or you won tickets, or somebody offered you a ticket like at half price, or something to that effect. If it's this romantic interest or this love interest that comes out of nowhere from like the past, it's gonna come in a beautifully orchestrated way where you like run into this person, or you get an email because this person can't stop thinking about you, or something is going to transpire in a very, very beautiful way, and it's going to catch you off guard a little bit, but in an awesome, amazing way. So I really love the energy here for you, Scorpio, for the 14th through the 20th. Moving into the 21st through the 27th, we have the Three of Swords with the Five of Pentacles. Now, I know that looks a little daunting. Don't let it be daunting, okay? With the King of Cups, and then rounding out the 27th, we have the the Knight of Wands and the Two of Pentacles. Knight of Wands and Two of Pentacles as we go into the 27th. So with this week, I really feel, Scorpio, this phrase has consistently come in for months now, and I think it's just a collective energy, but it is coming in for your reading. So against the wind. And for me, the way I interpret that from Spirit is that there's resistance being introduced to the circuit. Usually it's by me, right? So are you doing something to introduce resistance into things that you are trying to manifest? Are you blocking your blessings? Are you telling yourself these beautiful things are manifesting for you, and then secretly, subconsciously, you have things happening where you're not really believing that it's going to happen for you? That kind of thing. So there is some resistance here, and I feel that that's where this disappointment is kind of coming in, okay? This whole Three of Swords and Five of Pentacles, right? I feel like somebody's feeling like left out in the cold, and they're disappointed about that, okay? And so with this, I feel too, is that this could be displaced disappointment, right? Where somebody comes into your life, say, okay, because the phrase, look what the cat dragged in, right? Somebody comes in, it's unexpected, and you see this person, and this person is like, I feel like this person is notorious that shows up in your life. Notorious for something, okay? And I feel like this person is notorious for like going MIA at the drop of a hat, okay? And so I feel like this is like something that may have transpired recently, and I feel like you are feeling disappointed. Disappointed not in this person for doing that though, but disappointed in yourself for allowing it to happen. Like, man, this person did this to me so many times. Like, I can't even believe I still let this person just go in and out of my life like a revolving door. Why am I not putting up boundaries? Why am I not enforcing boundaries more, right? You are beating yourself up for the decisions that you've made to allow this person to come into your life repeatedly, and you're doing that when you do that out of love, right? You love this person, or you care about this person, or you have genuine concern for this person's welfare, right? And so you allow this to happen. And so you now are in a space where you are feeling disappointed that you've allowed it to happen. Now, I will say boundaries are a wonderful thing, and boundaries can protect you from being hurt. But if you are going to allow yourself to feel as though you shouldn't have allowed that to happen, well, now you know better, you can do better, okay? So this is exactly that Maya Angelou quote. And so you can allow yourself now to do better in the future. There's no need to dwell on things that have transpired. There's nothing you can do now, but you can move forward in a different way. So again, back to that theme, right? Moving forward. What's on the new horizon, right? How are you going to level up? How are you going to learn from this? How can you change and grow from this, okay? So know next time when this presents how you're going to act, how you're going to implement that boundary. What are you going to say? What are you going to do, right? And so as you do that, I really feel now you need to be mindful that this person is also responsible for their actions, okay? And so there's this whole think before you act thing next time. They also need to be held accountable for their actions, okay? So don't second guess yourself. I feel like with this is, this like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? Or you're second guessing yourself, or second guessing yourself for something that you already did that you can't even do anything about, right? There's this impulsivity that kind of goes with that Knight of Wands. Now I want you to know that there's no need to regret that, right? That's how we grow. And so you had to go through it to grow through it. And so when you get to the other side of that, you understand now. Don't sit in this indecision. Don't sit in this second guessing energy. You're going to be dead in the water. When I say dead in the water, I mean indecision can be crippling. You're no longer able to steer your ship. You are just sitting there with a dead motor, right? You're not confident. You're not self-assured. You need to be confident. You need to be self-assured. So know next time how you will act. So once you make the decision that this is not something you're going to tolerate next time, and make a game plan and make sure that you're going to stick with it for next time, energy will come in to support you, and you will not allow yourself to be manipulated. You will be confident and you will be clear, with spirit in the universe and with this person as it transpires again. Okay? Moving into the 28th through the 30th, we have the 9 of Cups. Lots of magic for the last couple of days here, Scorpio, for you of November. I really feel that there is magic in the air for you, okay? So I feel like there's an unlimited amount of possibilities, endless possibilities. I feel like if there is a dream out there that you've been wanting to achieve, set your intentions, start making an action plan, maybe take some steps for it, buy something, make a vision board for it, something like that. Know that if you dream it, you can do it. And so it's about setting those intentions. Light a candle, state your intentions, be mindful of your words around this time. And I really feel as well that people can be throwing shade at you, at this time, these couple of days here, because like those who mind don't matter has kind of come through. So make sure that you're surrounding yourself with people that are loving and supportive and positive, and also believe in you and believe in your dreams. Because if you're surrounding yourself with people that are secretly throwing shade at you, then that's going to put a whole kink in your plans, in your dreams, in your visions, in your goals, and it can actually affect how that turns out for you. So just be mindful of that moving forward. Overall advice here, Scorpio, for the month of November, we have the 10 of Wands. Again, just an air here of you can do it. I mean, it's not going to be no work at all. You're going to have to put in some blood, sweat, and tears. This will be something that you will have to take the lead on, okay? You're going to have to take the reins and you're going to have to want it, and you're going to have to go after it. You're going to have to take these action steps. But with this perseverance, with this extra effort, this extra time, this extra focus, you will get to where you want to be. So beautiful read here for you, Scorpio. I do so hope this resonates for you. As always, take what resonates, leave the rest. If you're interested in your own personal reading, I'd love to be able to do that for you. You can hit me up at enchantedemeraldny@gmail.com or at the square site in the description box below here on YouTube or on Facebook, pinned at the top of my page at Enchanted Emerald. As always, I'll be back with another read for you guys again soon. Thank you so much for tuning in, and take care, everybody.